Hello everyone, with yesterday's Over the Air, there was a really interesting change to Agatha that may potentially take her from being a meme dream to being at least decently viable. Do I think she's ever going to be super competitive? Probably not, but she is very much playable and you're able to grab some wins against some really cohesive and strong decks quite often. So the main idea with our Agatha deck is that you want a couple of low-cost cards. Black Knight is perfect because we are looking to discard our Agatha if at all possible. The Silver Sable in this deck, very much a flex spot. You could go with something else like a Hydra Bob. You could go with a Domino if you want to guarantee that Agatha has a turn to play for you. But in this one, I like Sable. Just sometimes we're going to be able to throw her down on the last turn and get a little bit more kind of control over that last turn of board state. As far as the ways to get rid of Agatha, Agatha is only going to take control on even turns now. So she's going to take control on 2, 4, and 6. But with this deck, most of the time, she's not going to have a turn 2 play for you. And so you're going to end up skipping on the turn that she would have controlled for you. And then turn 3, most of the time, we're going to be able to get rid of Agatha. Because we have 3 ways to either discard or get her onto the board in a Moon Knight, Lady Sif, and Wave. The priority for me goes, if we don't have Ghost Rider, Moon Knight is always the highest priority for that turn 3 play, guaranteeing that we get rid of Agatha and potentially losing a resource for the opponent as well. If we have Ghost Rider, then it becomes a 50-50 of whether it discards our Agatha or Ghost Rider. So if that's the case, we would lean more towards Lady Sif instead. Lady Sif being that guaranteed discard of Agatha. And then finally, we have Wave. Wave for me is my least favored option because it's going to take an extra turn for Agatha to play herself. And of course, she plays herself, so she might play herself somewhere stupid. If we get rid of her on turn number 3, if we have Black Knight, then we have a Shard. Otherwise, we have Ghost Rider to be able to resummon Agatha back onto the board by the end of the game. And then after that, it's looking at those high impact plays. So we have the Moon Knight already for a discard for the opponent. And then we also have Black Bolt, which can guarantee that we have a 1-cost stature to lean into. And then on the last turn, it's just looking to do a big impact. So either a Vision, a Legion, a Claw plus stature, depending on where the opponent is positioning their power. And typically we'll have quite a bit of power on the board. This isn't going to beat those high roll decks, so a negative deck that hits the exact combo they want to hit, or a Living Tribunal that gets to stack perfectly. Since this is a relatively uninteractive deck, other than like the Legion line, we have to rely on just having that good mid-range value, knowing that we can compete against the opponent in most games, but we may have to tactically retreat whenever they get those high rolls. Either way, I am loving the Agatha change. We are going to go ahead and jump over into a couple of games. Thank you guys, as always, for being here. I hope you guys enjoy. Agatha plays herself somewhere random. Moon Knight's gonna guarantee that we discard our Agatha. They're gonna discard something. Storm comes down into Asteroid M, and so they could be running a War Machine deck. Ooh, they lose their Infinite. Beautiful. Exactly what you love to see. So we could do something kind of like this. Next turn, maybe Black Bolt. Goose in the left is not great. Silver Sable comes in. They don't have a huge lead in mid. They don't have anything that's going to scale unless they get their War Machine down, or if they have like a Dr. Doom that could do the trick as well. Let's go Black Bolt, Stature. See what they play this turn. Because Black Bolt's going to discard the card that costs the least, so potentially an Ebony Maw, which right now with all of the War Machine stuff could be huge. Jeffrey coming out. War Machine does come down, so they can play in mid, they can play in right, but they only have 2 cards, so it kind of comes down to whatever they top decked, if it's able to overpower us enough. We know that they lost their Infinite, they lost their Jeffrey. I'm going to see. It's only 1 additional cube, but we do force the retreat. The discard components being a little bit too much for them to deal with. We'll take it. Let's jump over into the next. All right. Next up, we have Tactify. The first location, Clintar. Not fantastic. We do get Black Knight. We have Moon Knight, but we do have Ghost Rider, so it'd be a 50-50 between if it discards our Agatha or Ghost Rider. So we'll see. The claw play, no turn 2 drop for us. Right now, it looks like we're going to need to take that risk of Moon Knight unless we get lucky with a Lady Sif. Lady Sif would be the guarantee Agatha. Black Bolt. We're going to take the 50-50. I'd rather do that than nothing at all. So here's to hoping that it hits the Agatha. Worst case, it hits Ghost Rider, and we live to fight another day. Agatha is beautiful. They lost their Craven. So it is a full-on movement deck with the Hercules. We now get Lady Sif, but I kind of want to go Ebony Blade into the right lane because that card can't be destroyed. So even though it's above Shang-Chi range, it's fine. We have to look out for how big their cards can get with Hercules, though, is the only problem. And so here we can now go with the good old Black Bolt. I'm going to go Black Bolt into mid. If we draw a 1 cost, that's fine. We have Ghost Rider, Silver Sable, and then we can do the Vibranium on the final turn. Pushes Vulture back over into the right. Unfortunately, a huge Vulture. They lose their Alioth. I'd be Aliothing to you if that didn't scare me just a little bit. That was the last card in their deck, and so now it comes down to whatever they top deck. We do get the lucky Vibranium. Let's go Vibranium right, Silver Sable mid, and Ghost Rider left. We're going to call it a day. See what we can make happen. They can move 1 card out of Nidavellir, and then Hercules is going to bounce it somewhere, and then they play 1 card as well. So Human Torch moves once, moves twice, it comes up to 8, so that is 12 in the left lane. Our Agatha is going to be able to come over the top of it. In the right lane, we actually force a tie. Surprisingly, we win mid, and we are going to dominate the left lane here with our Agatha coming back to save the day. We will take the 2 cubes. Go ahead and jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Shards. We start off with a beautiful Lady Sif Moon Knight, and so depending on what else we draw, I lean towards the Moon Knight unless we have Ghost Rider or another even cost card that kind of disrupts it. And so they are... They're not running an Agatha deck. They just didn't have a good hand. All right, let's go ahead and go... I'm going to go Moon Knight, get rid of one of their resources. Moon Knight is... I love the Moon Knight change. We're going to snap into it, get rid of our Agatha, and we could lead into like a Legion into Necrotia, a Legion in the Sandbar if we feel like we need extra support in the big house. We can also... I guess we couldn't do Ghost Rider over there. Ooh, they lose their Wong, which was the Wong card for them to lose. Now, Legion can rip away Limbo. Beautiful, beautiful possibility for us. Go Black Knight, Silver Sable, or Black Knight, Lady Sif, and just see what we discard. I think we just go Black Knight, Silver Sable. Next turn is either going to be like a Black Bolt or potentially a Claw. We always want to probably save Legion for the last turn. Necrotia is kind of scary. Kind of gross. All right, let's go Black Bolt. Black Bolt mid, Legion right on turn number 6. What? We do get Ghost Rider. So we can always let the last turn play happen and do something like Legion here. We could do Claw into Ghost Rider plus like Wave, Ghost Rider plus Lady Sif on the last turn. It's not an awful line, but they do have Sarah. I think our only chance is to surprise them, but I don't think that's a great shot of winning. They do go left and mid. We'll see. The Onslaught and the Swarm are able to hold down the 4 cubes, ripping away the magic location on the last turn. Legion is so rude. We'll take it. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Panda Sushi. The first location ends up being Panopticon. We're not going to get any benefit there. No 1-drop for us. But we do have Lady Sif to get rid of our Agatha. We'll see if we draw anything else that we would rather use on 3. They drop squirrels. It could be another War Machine Legion style deck. They do get the bonus or the benefit in Panopticon with their squirrel, which is unfortunate. Nothing for 2 either, unfortunately. At least we do have Lady Sif, so that's going to bring us alive on 3. On 4, we can bring Agatha back with Ghost Rider. On 5, we're looking at either like a Black Bolt if we draw it, a potential Moon Knight, Bast with the squirrels. What are they running? Titan comes in and ruins our chances. Now it is... Look at that. Look at that split. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a 25% chance now. Instead of a guarantee, it's 25% chance that we discard what we need and we do not get it, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. So Agatha's going to play our... It's one of the risks that you run when you let Agatha take control. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have POW, the first location, Strange Academy. We have both Wave and Moon Knight. Black Knight, oh, it's another Agatha deck. Looking at how many cards they have left in their deck, it is an Agatha deck, but they have Black Knight down. We get lucky and we top deck Black Knight as well. And so, ooh, wait, Hood? Seems like an interesting ad, because it could disrupt your play lines a little bit. Oh, Moon Knight can no longer hit. This is the second game that happened. This time, at least we have a backup line for our wave. But my goodness, the third location, the second time in like 3 or 4 games. We could lose our Agatha. Agatha, make us lose our Agatha. Okay, Vision. Vision's not awful. Let's see, what did they discard on theirs? They lost their Legion line. Okay. And so Agatha stayed in place. We're going to go ahead and play Agatha. They're going to play Agatha as well. We have Ghost Rider to resummon our Vision. And so we could always do something like this. I'm going to go Vision here into Stature mid. My only hesitation is that we might not have another 1-drop to use alongside Claw if we need to support the right lane further. Nah, it's fine. Let's go Ghost Rider resummon. They have their Agatha down. Let's see the Viper, diabolical Viper of all things. Crazy line for sure. The Black Knight goes to the right. We have a big commanding lead here. They have a big commanding lead here. And so I'm just going to go ahead and pivot into this. We're going to double drop in the left, remove the Vision, drop the Ebony Blade. We can't go taller than that. I'm just hoping that they can't either. Now, even if they get Shang-Chi here, we're fine. We're in the clear. I think we're good. So they do stick it out. 2 drops. The Ghost Rider to resummon their Legion line. But unless this is some kind of tricky play that gets us everywhere else, then it's not going to matter. We will hold down the left, hold down mid. We will take the 2 cubes against the Agatha mirror match, which I never thought I'd see in like around the top 1,000. And we're actively climbing with this. We will take it. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Cheese Butt 69. The first location is Central Park, so cluttering us up fair amount. We don't have our turn 1 play. Shadowland cluttering us up even further. Not great for us. We do have Lady Sif to get the guarantee, get rid of Agatha guarantee on turn number 3. That opens us up for turn number 4. Nova Roma, we're not going to draw an extra card because it is what it is. Let's go with the Lady Sif just in case we end up getting like Ghost Rider or even something else that we might want to play, like Wave into Black Knight, Wave Silver Sable, Moon Knight. Might be our preferred turn 4 play versus just the Agatha. So double drop left, Madam Web and Ebony Maw. Interesting Ebony Maw. I wonder if they're going to try to go with like a Storm line or Storm combo. Let's go Moon Knight here. Make them discard one of their cards. War Machine comes down. I guess if it's not even, then they won't discard it. Dr. Doom is a nice hit. Take it. You can do Black Bolt now. And hope for the best. I think instead I'm going to go Vision. That way we can continue playing into the Nebula lane. Their Iron Lad hits Jeffrey. Good old Jeffrey. Not bad. The Ghost Rider is pretty big for us. We can go Stature, Black Knight, Ghost Rider left. Pretty big last turn play, depending on what they play and where. We have a decent shot. Big Infinite over there. There's nothing we can do about it. We do win mid. We should win left after Agatha resummons, and we are able to hold it down versus the scary, scary War Machine. My goodness, the card is a unit now. Always have to look out for those big plays that it can do. We'll take the 2. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Stan. The first location is the Raft. We have our Black Knight to throw that way. We have Wave to get a turn 4 Agatha out. Lemuria, probably not going to play a card unless we got the one particular Silver Sable draw. We have Vision, Black Bolt. So we can always do a 5+1 on the last turn in our like stature line. And then Wakanda left. So let's go with the Wave line. Maybe Agatha stacks herself in left. And then maybe we can play a card on turn number 5, like Vision over into the Raft. Probably not going to happen. They could probably cap it out before that point. But there's a chance. All right, so, okay. Human Torch, and then the Ghost Spider, unfortunate. And finally, the Madam Web. Good line. We have our big Agatha coming into play. Black Bolt doesn't do us a huge amount of good, unfortunately. You get the free Raft resource. The Black Bolt is going to get rid of their free Raft resource, but that's about it. So Black Bolt right, that enables our stature. So we can do Vision Stature on the last turn. Alright, Vulture move into mid is big. It's scary. Lose the Mockingbird. Hercules in the right is also scary. Woof. Okay. I'm going to do something like this. And we'll see. We'll see if the Vision in mid is enough. Kind of want to double stack in mid, honestly. Dagger will move and then moves again. But the card that they play, it always comes down here. The double dagger move, it would be the 50-50 if she bounces back into the Raft. All right, so the Human Torch into mid. Nothing with the Hercules line. Let's see. Doctor Strange pulls the Vulture over, and then Hercules is going to bounce it back into mid. Oh, wait. I don't think they I don't think they positioned that correctly, because we didn't have to do anything in the left lane after the Human Torch left to win this one. They did get mid though.